Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. John Campo, the Not So Neat Chef. So the other day I did the tahini, and you can catch that right over here. And today we're going to use that tahini in a hummus. This is what you're going to need. You're going to use chickpeas, dried chickpeas. These are garbanzo beans. What I've got here is one bag. This has been soaking for 8 hours. I put them this morning at 5 o'clock. Actually, it's 12 hours. I put them on about 5:30 this morning to soak, and they're still, they're not really soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat these like they weren't soaked, which means we're going to put them in a pot. We're going to put it on the stove with a little bit of salt, and I think I'm going to put a clove of garlic and a bay leaf in there, and we're going to bring it up to a boil for 5 minutes, and then we're going to let it sit for a little bit, and hopefully that'll soften these up to where I really want them to be. I'm going to add a nice pinch of salt. And I'm going to take one whole garlic and throw it in there. Now, all this stuff I'm going to fish out before we process this. Now we just wait for it to boil. Okay, so we're up up to a boil. I'm going to turn this off, and I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to run some cold water over it, and try to get them to cool down so we can get this out of the way. Alright, so these have been sitting for about a half hour. Getting rid of the garlic and the bay leaves. I want to strain these. Okay, we strain them. So you'll see a little bit of pressure, and they come. That's what you want. They're not real mushy, but they're tender. So that's what you want. Just out of curiosity, let's see how many cups we get here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. You get about 5 cups. So 2 cups of dried will get you 5 cups of cooked. All right. What I want to do is I just want to just smash them a little bit, because we want to get that skin off of them. So if we just smash them a little bit, we should be able to put water in here and skim them off. What this will do is when you go to process them in the food processor, it'll be smoother, silkier. Okay. Now you don't have to get every one, but the more you get, the better. I'm gonna get a strainer and try to get these skins. Okay, so these are all the skins that came off. So that took me probably, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. to skim them off. All right, so we drained them off, and now we're going to put them in the food processor. All right, so I'm always afraid I'm going to put too much lemon in it, so I'm starting off with the juice of 2 lemons, which looks like it's a couple tablespoons. It calls for 2 teaspoons of cumin. I measured 2 teaspoons out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put two in there, because cumin could be a little overpowering. I've got 4 cloves of garlic crushed up in my mortar and pestle. So let's put these in here. A little bit of salt right now. And we're going to make this into a paste before we put any of the tahini in or anything. And I have to measure out the tahini. Tahini. Okay, so it calls for 1 cup of tahini. And you want to mix the tahini up. Okay, so that's a cup. So let's put the tahini in. The garlic, lemon juice of 1 lemon. And I'm going to start with 1 teaspoon of this cumin. Okay. I think I have too much in my food processor. All right. So it can use another lemon. And you can use a little bit more cumin. So that's about a half a teaspoon. So far I've got 1.5 teaspoons in there. Okay, so we need some cold water. I'm gonna just add a little bit. I got a piece of ice there I don't want in. A couple tablespoons. Yeah, I should have done this in batches. I'm overloading my my food processor. All right, I've added about a third cup of water. That's good. Needs more lemon. So it's going to need more lemon. I'm going to put in a little more cumin. And a little bit more water. So I think altogether I probably about a half a cup of water. I might even need more water. I want a little bit more salt. I'm going to add olive oil. So obviously this makes a lot. I haven't made hummus in a very long time, and I followed a different recipe than I normally do because I can't find my original recipe. Okay. I'm adding more water. That was a couple ounces. I'm going all by how it looks. It doesn't want to move too much, so I'm adding a little bit more liquid. It's there though. It's nice and creamy. definitely chippable. The flavor is there. I mean, I could probably go with more seasoning, but I'm happy with the way it is now, so I'm afraid I'm going to overdo it. So I'm going to call this done after making a mess, and I will straighten things out in the description with on what we did here. So it's some really tasty hummus. There you go. Hummus made with the tahini that we made in a previous video. So I hope you like this. As you can see, this makes a lot. This was what did I say? 5 cups of soaked and cooked chickpeas. So maybe if you go with half the amount of everything, you know, you'll have some that hopefully won't be wasted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna eat a lot of hummus. So anyway, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. So this is John Campo, the Not So Neat Chef. I'll see you.